is Charlie Glotzback in number 90, a hard-running veteran. Waltrip is second. Less than half the field is still racing. Baker, Petty, Allison, and Pearson are gone. Yarborough is in third place. He's still a threat. Waltrip in number 95 is fighting off a challenge by Yarborough in number 11. Waltrip is not going to be a pushover. He knows the only way to make a reputation in stock car racing is to run head-to-head against established drivers like Yarborough. Here comes Yarborough, diving low, but Waltrip holds him off. If Yarborough wants to run in front, he's going to have to earn it. And if he gets past Waltrip, he's got Charlie Glotzback to fight. Yarborough puts Jim Vandiver behind him. Vandiver is 2 laps down on the front runner. Meanwhile, Charlie Glotzback in Ford number 90 keeps a heavy foot on the accelerator in position 1. Glotzback is tough on cars. Because he always races to win, he's blown more engines and bent more chassis than any other active NASCAR driver. Yarborough and Waltrip are still battling. Waltrip showing the fans and the mechanics along pit wall that he can run with the best of them. Although Waltrip hasn't won a big race yet, this showing may get him better equipment in future events. Yarborough's car is set up by Junior Johnson, a master mechanic who prepared the last 2 Southern 500 winners. Yarborough has thousands of miles of experience on this track. Charlie Glotzback, the leader, suddenly slows down. There goes Waltrip and Cale Yarborough streaking down the backstretch as Waltrip takes the lead. Glotzback is heading for the pits. There's no smoke or other signs of engine failure. Yarborough and Waltrip are really fighting for it. If Yarborough's faster, he's going to have to prove it. And prove it he does, passing in the tricky third turn where Yarborough's experience pays off. Yarborough takes the lead. Glotzback has fuel and fresh tires, but tells his crew the car isn't handling. A quick inspection shows nothing, and Glotzback goes back into the fight. He drops to 4th position. David Sisko in 05 takes 3rd position behind Waltrip. Ross loses it in the 3rd turn and ends up by the side of the road. That 3rd turn was too much for this promising rookie, who's made an excellent start in NASCAR. Junior Johnson, builder of the Carling cars, has seen everything. 1 car out of the race, 1 car leading. But he won't count first-place money until the checkered flag drops. Yarborough is running smooth, trying to stay out of trouble. Jim Vandiver is on the apron with smoke coming out of the driver's side window. Vandiver makes one of the most expensive pit stops in history, handling his machine like a Dodgem car at a fairground. Apparently, Vandiver was blinded by engine fumes and parked it by the Braille system. He'll get $1,800 for 15th position, and most of it will go for body work. He's not hurt. Charlie Glotzback spins on the 3rd turn and comes to a stop on the track apron. Charlie knew something was wrong with his car, but he drove it as hard as he could, as long as he could. That's typical Glotzback style. He's getting out of the car unhurt. During the brief slowdown, Yarborough pits for fuel and tires. The Carling crew, one of the best in racing, counts on the car. Working with trained precision, they change 2 outside tires, fill the 20-gallon tank, wipe the windshield, and send their driver on his way, all in less than 18 seconds. Unless there's an emergency, this is Yarborough's last pit stop. Richie Panch out of his car. Talks with his dad, Marvin, a retired race driver. Richie, involved in 3 separate crashes, won't ever forget the 25th Southern 500. Yarborough has 3 laps to go. Only 12 cars are still running, a record low for the Southern 500. 25 years ago, when racing began at this track, 70 or more cars would start in a wild melee of dust and smoke. But then, they ran 75 miles an hour. Now, Yarborough is turning laps at better than 147. In second position is Darrell Waltrip, who took advantage of Cale's pit stop to get back into the same lap as the leader. If Yarborough can keep it running for another 60 seconds, and nobody spins or crashes in front of him, he'll win a rare place in the record book. Only Herb Thomas and Buck Baker have 3 Southern 500 victories to their credit. Next time past his pits, Cale will get the white flag, meaning one more lap to race. The entire Carling crew, including owner Junior Johnson and crew chief Herb Nabb, are holding their breath. A year ago, Junior and Herb teamed with Cale for a victory here. 2 years ago, they were the mechanics on Bobby Allison's winning car. Yarborough Chevy is running like a watch, even though he nearly hung it on the wall hundreds of miles ago when he spun to avoid Allison and Patch on the third turn. This track has been good to Yarborough, but he'd probably agree with Bobby Allison, who said, "You never can figure it out. There's something mysterious about this track. One time it's good to you, other times it's like your mother whipping you." The checkered flag waves as Cale Yarborough wins the 25th running of the Southern 500. Junior Johnson, Herb Nabb, and the Carling crew have been hoping for victory since Glossback looped and parked on the apron. Still, you never know until your car goes under the checker. The checkered flag stops the race as Yarborough turns toward victory lane and a $25,000 first-place check. First place money is equal to the entire payout in the first Southern 500. This is Yarborough's third victory before a hometown crowd, and he couldn't be happier. Yarborough's average speed was only 111 miles an hour, as many laps were run under the caution flag. But Yarborough was able to turn laps at better than 148 when the track was clear. The newsmen focus on the winner, but behind every race driver stand men like Junior Johnson, who build these racing machines. Also in victory lane is Darrell Waltrip, second-place finisher, who takes home $10,000 and the Bob Colvin Little Guy Award as the top independent driver. Joining Cale are his wife, Betty Jo, and one of their 3 children. When stock car racing started here 25 years ago, Cale, then 10 years old, slid under the fence to watch drivers like Johnny Mance, Fireball Roberts, Joe Weatherly, and Speedy Thompson. Those drivers are gone, and the hero worshiper is now the hero. In the crowd of 70,000 are youngsters who dream of becoming tomorrow's Cale Yarborough, Richard Petty, Dave Pearson, and Bobby Allison. For those who no longer dream of winning the Southern 500, it's been a beautiful day and a great race. For the Darlington Raceway, it's been a marvelous 25th anniversary celebration and the beginning of another quarter century of excitement at the Southern 500.